It didn't end. They kept making fun of my dad.
Marcus, your dad just put the TV remote in the fridge. I guess he wanted to cool off his channels.
I found him standing in the bathroom facing the mirror and arguing with himself. I think he thinks it's a debate team.
Oh dear. I caught him going through the trash saying he was looking for memories. Maybe you should give him a scrapbook.
I tried biting my tongue. I really did. Lauren apologized for them constantly.
They don't mean it, they're just old-fashioned.
But there's a difference between old-fashioned and heartless. They mocked his stutter. They imitated his hand tremors at dinner. One time, he soiled himself during a family lunch.
Ugh. Is that what we're serving for dessert now?
You're letting that man live here? He belongs in a facility. This isn't a nursing home.
You know, we were so relieved when your sister married that investor from Dubai. I mean, she married up.
My name is Marcus. I'm a 37-year-old black man from Atlanta, Georgia. I wasn't born with money. I wasn't handed any silver spoon. Everything I have, my education, my job, my home, I worked for it. And yet somehow, when I married Lauren, a white woman from Connecticut with a high society background, her family assumed I had to be after something.
He probably proposed after seeing her trust fund. Let's be real.
She could have at least chosen someone with pedigree or manners, but the heart wants what it wants, right?
Back in my day, this kind of marriage wouldn't have flown, not in my country club. But Lauren loved me, and I loved her. That should have been enough. And maybe it would have been if her parents, Richard and Elizabeth, and her sister Sarah hadn't been a special kind of cruel. They tolerated me, barely. We had civil conversations, the kind filled with condescension and smug smiles. But things changed when my dad, who was diagnosed with early onset dementia, came to live with us. Dad had been a school principal back in his day, a tough but fair man. But as his mind slipped, so did his dignity. And while Lauren cared for him like he was her own, her family, they treated him like a freak show.
Oh my Marcus, your father just tried to microwave his socks. Should we be concerned he's going to set the house on fire?
She laughed. They all did. He mistook me for Abraham Lincoln again today. Guess that means I'm presidential now.
At least Lincoln had slaves. Your dad just has us babysitting him.
I clenched my fists so often that my knuckles stayed white. Lauren would try to comfort me, but even she couldn't stop their venom. The worst was Christmas. We hosted both sides of the family, an attempt at unity. But that night, Richard decided to play a game. Let's play Guess What the Old Man Says. I'll start, where are my shoes? Did the clouds eat them?
Ooh, my turn. Have you seen my dog? He doesn't have a dog, mind you.
They laughed so hard wine spilled onto the carpet. My dad just sat there, confused, curling into himself. I looked at Lauren. Tell them to stop. She stood frozen. She loved me, but she feared them. I guided Dad upstairs, my hand on his back. He turned to me with a broken look. Why are they laughing at me, Marcus? Did I do something wrong? I swallowed my rage. No, Dad. They're just small people. It didn't end. They kept making fun of my dad.
Marcus, your dad just put the TV remote in the fridge. I guess he wanted to cool off his channels.
I found him standing in the bathroom facing the mirror and arguing with himself. I think he thinks it's a debate team.
Oh dear. I caught him going through the trash saying he was looking for memories. Maybe you should give him a scrapbook.
I tried biting my tongue. I really did. Lauren apologized for them constantly.
They don't mean it, they're just old-fashioned.
But there's a difference between old-fashioned and heartless. They mocked his stutter. They imitated his hand tremors at dinner. One time, he soiled himself during a family lunch.
Ugh. Is that what we're serving for dessert now?
You're letting that man live here? He belongs in a facility. This isn't a nursing home.
You know, we were so relieved when your sister married that investor from Dubai. I mean, she married up, big house, private jets, doesn't have to play nursemaid to some babbling old man.
Yeah, and he sends us monthly allowances. Not like your husband. What's he got? A broke dad and pride?
I wanted to smash something, but instead I smiled. Dad's not a burden. He's a blessing. Christmas was the final straw. We hosted both families. My dad confused the nativity figurines with chess pieces. Sarah snapped a video and showed everyone at the table.
Look! He's trying to checkmate baby Jesus.
They roared with laughter. Lauren cried silently. I took Dad to his room. They laugh like bullies in school? Am I in trouble? No, Dad. They're the ones in trouble. Just not yet. That was the night I started planning. But before I could act, karma got a head start. Lauren's sister Sarah, beautiful, smug, shallow, married a wealthy businessman named Kareem. He was tall, charming, draped in designer suits, and drove a Rolls-Royce. Her parents were thrilled. Now that's a real man, knows how to handle money, unlike Marcus in his charity cases.
We finally have a real son-in-law, one who doesn't come with a leaking diaper in the guest room.
They flaunted Sarah's lifestyle constantly.
Kareem bought me a diamond anklet. It's like bigger than Lauren's wedding ring.
But within months, cracks appeared. Sarah grew pale, skittish. One night, she called Lauren in tears.
He makes me bathe his mother. She's incontinent, Marcus. She wets the bed every night. And if I don't clean her right, he screams. He also beats and treats me like a slave. I'm tired of this marriage.
You can leave, Sarah. Come home. We'll help.
I tried telling Mom and Dad. They said I need to be strong like a good wife.
Then it got worse. When Richard and Elizabeth flew over to speak some sense into Kareem, they were met by his private security. We came to take our daughter back. She's my wife, she stays. When they insisted, his men beat them. Both were hospitalized. They reported the assault, but the police never followed up. Kareem was too powerful, too connected. And then, the final blow. Eventually, Kareem stopped sending Elizabeth and Richard money. No more monthly allowances. No more wire transfers for emergencies. It was as if Kareem had wiped his hands of them completely.
He says he owes you nothing. And honestly, I can't blame him.
Their pride cracked first, then their pockets. They tried visiting Sarah at Kareem's estate, thinking maybe, just maybe, they could talk to her face to face. But Kareem had them arrested for trespassing, locked them in a holding cell for a week. No food deliveries, no phone calls. Just a concrete bench and the echo of guards laughing behind bulletproof glass. And when they were finally released, they came out looking like beaten strays, hungry, angry, and humiliated. With money tied up and age catching up, Richard took a job at a shipping warehouse. It paid barely above minimum wage, but it kept the lights on. 2 months in, he slipped off a loading dock and fractured his pelvis in 3 places.
He can't move. He'll need round-the-clock care.
That sounds familiar. Since Elizabeth worked part-time as a receptionist at a dental clinic, they couldn't afford to quit. They scraped together what little they had and hired a private caregiver. That's when I saw my final opportunity. I sent someone I trained, someone who knew exactly what to do. Her name was Trina. On paper, a certified home health aide. But behind that soft voice was a woman who had watched her own mother with dementia be mocked by nurses and swore she'd return the favor if given the chance.
Oops, forgot to warm your food again. Guess it's cold peas for dinner. Get up. No excuses. You think this bed makes itself? Ah, did you wet yourself again? Maybe you need a bell to ring like those fancy folks you used to laugh at.
She left bruises, not physical, but emotional. She let Richard feel invisible, powerless, dependent, just like my dad felt under their roof. One night, Elizabeth returned home to find him crying quietly in the dark. She laughs at me when I forget things, calls me Mr. Magoo. I'm scared of her.
We'll replace her, I swear.
But they couldn't afford anyone else. And Trina? She gave her 2-week notice with a smile and dropped a small voice recorder on the kitchen table.
Play that if you ever forget how your husband treated people like him. It'll jog your memory.
They never knew I sent her. They never knew she reported back to me. But one day, Elizabeth called me, voice shaking.
Marcus, I think I understand now what we did to your father.
I hope so, because he never got to hear that. But you did. Lauren and I are happy. And Dad, he's gone, but I know he's proud. So yeah, if you've ever been mocked for loving someone or had a sick parent insulted, remember, revenge isn't about going viral. It's about making sure the people who hurt you never forget you taught them a lesson. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a reminder.